Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeanelle. Slade. Jay is off this Friday. A possible deal could be on the way for the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA. But tensions are heating up, and the outcome could impact Montana producers as a trade deal between the U.S. and Canada is growing cold. Today, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau fired back. Angelica Alvarez has more from Washington.
Reports of President Trump's off-the-record remarks during an interview with Bloomberg News have leaked. The Toronto Star obtained the president's comments, who reportedly said he will not make compromises with Canada about a new North American free trade agreement.
They said, President Trump said off the record, and then they go on to this. I said, this is the first. These are very dishonorable people.
President Trump appeared to confirm his remarks on Twitter, saying, "At least Canada knows where I stand." Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made it clear that he would only strike a deal if it was suitable for Canada.
We will only sign a deal if it is a good deal for Canada. No deal is better than a bad deal.
The United States and Mexico have already reached a bilateral deal on NAFTA. The president has threatened more tariffs if Canada doesn't come to an agreement.
If we don't make a deal with Canada, that's just fine, but we'll see how it all works out. I say affectionately, we'll just have to tariff those cars coming in.
Friday was the self-imposed deadline the Trump administration made for reaching a new NAFTA deal. Negotiations between the U.S. and Canada are expected to resume next week. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, Washington.
Any new NAFTA deal would have to be approved by Congress. Early this morning, 7 men arrested for human trafficking in Bozeman pleaded guilty. Gallatin County Sheriff Brian Gutkin tells MTN it took 3 months of planning with local and federal authorities to bring the suspects in. In some cases, the suspects responded to online ads for sex, and when they arrived at the hotel to meet a prostitute, they were met by authorities instead. Now, these stings are also being used to stop human trafficking all across Montana. Another judge, another delay in scheduled herd management efforts. This time, 17 wild horses will get a little extra time in the Pryor Mountains. U.S. District Court Judge Susan Waters here in Billings sided with Gingers, Catherine's, and the Cloud Foundation today in a suit against Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. This effectively placed a hold on the roundup in the Pryor Mountains in Montana and Wyoming. Waters wrote that the BLM failed to prove that the roundup would not result in the permanent loss of genetic diversity of the Pryor herd. In years past, the agency has captured the animals using helicopters or bait traps, then released them to private owners or other rangelands. Now, another hearing is scheduled for September 28th to rule on a preliminary injunction to stop the roundup entirely. MTN News sent a request for comment to the Department of Interior press office and will update this story with any response. Well, tonight, Wyoming lawmakers blasting yesterday's decision to block the opening of Wyoming Grizzlies hunt set to start this Saturday. This ruling from U.S. District Court Judge Dana Christensen out of Missoula put the hunt on hold for 2 weeks, but immediately sparked reaction. Senator John Barrasso continues to push for the state control of bear management. Quote, the state of Wyoming should be able to move forward with management of the bear. The judge's decision demonstrates exactly why the Endangered Species Act must be modernized. But for some slated to go on this hunt, this ruling isn't so bad. One man actually won the lottery for a hunting license, but wasn't going to use a gun to shoot the bears. Instead, his camera. CBS's Stan Bush talked with Tom Mangelson for his side of the hunt.
All of my experiences in all my years have come to being able to photograph the things that I do.
You may not recognize Tom Mangelson, but you probably know his work. He's introduced millions of people to grizzlies following this bear called 399, maybe the most famous bear in the world.
We're at the north end of Jackson Lake, and this is about as far as 399 generally goes.
I can just like look with my naked eye, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, something's moving over there.
He and his assistant Sue Cederholm have been leading voices in the protest against Wyoming's planned grizzly hunt.
To go shoot a grizzly bear for the sake of putting a rug on your office floor or hanging it on the wall, there is absolutely no earthly reason to be doing that.
40 years ago, grizzlies in this area nearly became extinct. With the population here now around 700, Wyoming has determined they're safe to hunt again. A controversial decision as neighboring states say it's too soon and other game agencies ban grizzly hunts altogether, calling the practice barbaric.
British Columbia, Canadian province, they've had a very long tradition of hunting bears. They decided this year it was no longer appropriate to be killing bears for fun.
Mangelson says hunting's a poor way to manage the bear population, while dozens are already killed every year on the road. And he says climate change's effects on habitat have kept the population from growing.
I mean, it's sort of 101 biology that predators kill, the weak and the sick, and we don't. We take the biggest bucks, the biggest bulls, and the biggest bears, and it's sort of anti-natural selection.
Everybody needs to move down.
Mangelson says the success of animals here supports the success of the national parks and businesses too. Visitors spend millions every year to see wildlife up close. When even a common black bear and her cubs approach the road, tourists become paparazzi.
Bears are so special to all these people. This may be the only bear they get to see their whole lives. These are just gems of the National Park Service.
When Wyoming announced plans for the hunt, more than 500,000 people filed complaints.
Only thing I can figure out is that this is a very backward state.
Environmentalists worried the only way to save grizzlies was by winning some of the hunting permits. For now, a federal judge's order saves all of them. Mangelson hopes it gives him more time to convince the public that the bears should never be hunted at all.
I don't understand how somebody could actually work with bears, make a living off of bears' back, and still think it's okay to kill them.
In Grand Teton National Park, Stan Bush, CBS 4 News.
Hearings are also underway to consider removing protections for grizzlies in the Northern Continental Divide ecosystem. Women in business, a big topic in Montana. Today in Livingston at the Last Best Outdoor Fest, that topic narrowed down even further. This year's theme, Women and the Outdoors. The day was filled with food trucks, beverages, and live music, but the festival started with a panel discussion. Both former Interior Secretary Sally Jewell and U.S. Senator John Tester were keynote speakers at the event. Both were there to learn more about local outdoor businesses and the women behind them.
It was just really an opportunity to try to showcase some of the businesses that we have in Montana that are women-owned, that are very successful.
What we heard about today are a number of women who are growing, thriving businesses here in Montana because they value the quality of life and or their businesses are tied into the great outdoors. And I also learned that that while employment can be difficult in some of the smaller communities, that's changing over time because people want to live here. And that's something that Montana has that very few other states can say.
I mean, I asked some questions about, what would drive you out and what are your biggest challenges and what do you like about this place? And I had a kick out of one of the ladies said, look, if I couldn't make money doing the business I'm doing, I'd change my business and figure out something else to do.
Now the night wrapped up with musical guests, the Two Tracks, and Little Jane and the Pistol Whips. Turning to the weather scene, Ed, we are heading into Labor Day this weekend. And those with honey-do lists, this isn't what I wanted to say. I want to say we should be looking up this weekend.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and take a look. In fact, things are looking up because we've got 4 different planets that we can pick out in the evening sky. Now, the best time to look, especially with the beautiful clear skies that we've had, is just about 40 minutes after sunset, when you should be able to pick out all these different planets across the region. Venus is getting a little bit lower in the sky. You really got to look a little bit earlier on. But as we get through the month of September, we're going to be looking for the planets for the first couple of weeks, and then beyond that, of course, the fall equinox coming up on September 22nd, and Shine On Harvest Moon, that's going to come up September 24th. In the short term, we got some pretty nice weather conditions for that honey-do list or anything else. We'll talk about that in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Ed. Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, it was a night full of revving engines and all the classic cars you could imagine. We'll head down to Burn the Point. And in sports, Scott has a heavy night of football, including whether Senior makes it 28 straight wins.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.